Hello, everybody. I'm Karen Saxe, and this is the Coffee Break Show. Today, we are going to be talking a lot about inspiration and information, just like we do every day. And we are going to start our official broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone. I'm Karen Saxe. This is the Coffee Break Show with Vickie Helm. Our host, Vickie, is off for the next couple of days, creating more magical content in books and programs to help people like you be the best you can be. The Coffee Break Show is presented by the Metadime Digital Network, and you are probably watching it on Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life. Today, we are going to share some exciting things about the past in the Coffee Break Show. Now, you know that the Coffee Break Show is designed to create information and inspiration for viewers just like you. What we want to do is to share some of that past inspiration for you today. And I see lots of you coming on. Thank you so much. Hi, guys. Boy, you are just coming on. I appreciate that, coming to see me today. Now, as you know, Vickie has been doing some iteration of the Coffee Break Show for 3 years. And during that time, it may have had different names, but it's always been Vickie Helm. Earlier this year, our team decided that we were going to put together something special for all of you. Hi, Scott. I'm glad to hear that I'm looking good. I just need to tell you as a side note before I dig in, we lost power, which means that our air conditioning is not on. So as you see me getting more and more wet, please don't take it personally. And right now I've got a light hooked up to my camera or to my tablet, my computer here. And hopefully my computer battery and my light will last. And if the lights come on, don't be freaked out. And if I turn into a sweat puddle, don't be freaked out. It's the Coffee Break Show, and we are going to make it work like we always do. Hey, Robin, it's good to see you today, too. As I was saying, the Coffee Break Show is intended to provide information and inspiration to viewers just like you. Now, for more than 3 years, Vickie has done her show, but earlier this year, we decided to add something extra special just for you. We started our Wednesday Welcome Guests. We have had incredible talent on here, from Felicia Slattery and Brian G. Johnson to Dr. Joe Vitale, Tamara McCleary, the list goes on and on. But one of the important credentials to be able to be part of this show is that you need to provide impeccable quality of gold nuggets of information so that all of our viewers can appreciate them and make them the best person that they can be. Now, somewhere during this show, Robin is going to post the link so that if you think you've got what it takes to be on the Coffee Break Show, you can join us by completing the application. Now, I just need you to know, completing the application does not guarantee a slot on this show. However, just want to know that we appreciate you submitting your application. So, Robin, when you have a chance today, please put that link up for us a time or two, and I will make a point of bringing that information to people's attention. So, let's talk about some of the Wednesday Welcome Guests that we've had. The quality of what they have provided is incredible. And one of the things that we take away from those are some very impressive quotes, little gold nuggets that can really inspire and make a change. And those people did just what I'm asking you to do. Robin just posted the link. So if you want to be one of those people, please click the link after the show. Keep watching me after the show. Check out those links, see what our credentials are, and complete the form. That's what all of our other guests have done. And while they've provided incredible information for a whole hour, that's tens of thousands of dollars consulting that they shared to you just because you're a viewer of this show. One of the things that have been extra special for people who haven't had a chance to watch the shows or the replays is that we've taken specific quotes, and the amazing Donald Gifford, who is right here on our team and actually on the call today. Thanks, Don. I'm glad you're here. Just want you to know that he has taken these small pieces of these 60 minutes of incredible value, and he has taken quotes that he can post for you. He's created beautiful pieces of information, and I pulled a few of them for you today. Now, because I need glasses and because I'm a little bit proud and don't want to wear them in front of you if I don't have to, I made it really big print. So it's right in front of me, and let me share some of them with you right now. One of the guests that we had not too many weeks ago was Tamara McCleary. Tamara has an incredible story of where she got from here to here, and she's currently the CEO of Thulium, a very special technology futurist company. She's an extraordinary woman. It was an amazing video, and know that you can go back and watch any of these videos just by clicking the video button on the right side of your laptop. And if it's on your phone or tablet, I'm not really sure where you find it, but it's there. Tamara provided an amazing presentation on the future of technology. I've got to tell you, some of it was very interesting. Some of it was very, very scary. But it was still powerful for us to know where we are and what we were doing. And I really love one of the things that Robin has shared here. Now, bear with me. I'm working on this technology, and there it is. Robin says, we've been really blessed to get world-class coaches, teachers, thought leaders, and others who have unselfishly shared their gold nuggets. And boy, that is so true, Robin. We have been very, very blessed to have those people, and people who I just can't imagine that would want to spend time with little old me when I call to see if they can come online. But they have. Now, when Tamara was with us, she gave us incredible pieces of information, but of all of the things that she did, Don Gifford pulled out this one quote from everything she said. And thank you. I understand that my sketchy internet is reliable. I can't read that right now. I guess I have to put on my glasses. But the bottom line is, I think Scott is saying that I'm doing video is internet great today. Thank you. Tamara shared a lot of great information, but of all of the quotes that Don pulled out and created beautiful memes for, I picked appreciate the subtle. So many people are so busy. There's so much noise in their head that they don't know to stop and look at the little things around them. It can be as simple as my glass of water because I'm really thirsty. But sometimes it's taking the moment to appreciate the butterfly that you see on a tree, appreciate the chance that you can smile at someone and they smiled back, to appreciate a beautiful sunrise, to appreciate that you finished a major project and before anyone else has seen it, you looked at it and you were able to say, you know what? That's pretty darn good. The subtleties comes from so many different places. So stop and be still. That's one of the things we talk about a lot on this show, that we get so busy. We need to focus on what we really want to have in our lives. We need to get rid of the bad stories that we have running through our heads. We need to believe in ourselves. And I would say that by doing all of those things, it puts you in a frame of mind, a mindset to let you appreciating the subtle. Now, Robin has just posted the link to Tamara's show. So if you want to watch the entire show, 60 minutes of incredible information about the future of technology, the powerful new things that are coming that are really exciting, and some of the things that could be a little bit scary. But if we know that they're coming through, we can be prepared for them. And know that technology futurists like Tamara McCleary are making a difference in ensuring the integrity and ethics of artificial intelligence moving through the future. Don Gifford, regarding that show for Tamara, said, while it was a bit unsettling, yet also exciting while understanding we are in the midst of major technological advancements. We are literally living in a transhumanistic moment, from nanotech to AI. I got to tell you, that's really, really amazing. I have to say that that's exactly what it was. Some of it was unsettling, but some of it really showed us the future and the benefits that we could have. Steve, it is great to see you on our show today. And going back to Tamara's quote of appreciate the subtle, Judy and Stephen stepped back on their deck this morning and listened to nature. They were still, and they got to appreciate something that had nothing to do with business or technology or who was coming for dinner. It was just about being still and quiet. I want you to know that Tamara provided amazing information, as did yesterday's guest. Last Wednesday, Brian Basilica was here. I've got to tell you, I wrote so fast to try to keep up with all of Brian's comments. I wasn't always able to do it. And when I couldn't, then just know that what I did do was realize I can watch the replay. So watch the replays. Even if you got to see the whole show, I think you will be extremely impressed with what you will learn, even if you didn't see it, didn't realize those points the first time around. Now, finishing up to appreciate the subtle, Robin says, the subtlety of a quiet space, enjoying nature. We love it. And for all of us who love the nature, that's great. And for those of you who don't care a whole lot about nature, there are plenty of other things I know that you appreciate. You just have to still your mind to really enjoy them. Now, this is probably the favorite quote I've had from all of them. And this is from Deborah Jason. Now, Deborah was with us several weeks ago, but I need to tell you that of all of the powerful things that Deborah said, the one that I really got the most out of was the quote, "If you don't ask, you don't get." How powerful is that? If you don't ask, you don't get. That is so true. And you know what? Since that show, I have become a little more bold in the things that I do because I hear Deborah's voice in my head. If you don't ask, you don't get. So Deborah Jason, thank you. That small 7 words really did change my life. I want you to know that when you watch the Coffee Break Show, we talk about sharing information and inspiration. Know that the information that you get both from Vickie and from our Wednesday welcome guests not only provide information to you, but that information provides inspiration for you to move forward, to now tackle that goal you've been thinking about, and to be the best possible you. Robin, thank you for noting that if you don't ask, you don't get. Simple, and yet, especially as women, we don't ask for ourselves. We focus on others, especially our children. And boy, I got to tell you, with my amazing Ada, that one is so, so right. The next quote I want to share with you is from our very own Vickie Helm. Now, Vickie has a lot of amazing quotes. As you already know, you have heard a lot of where your mind focuses, it's where you become. You need to love yourself. Just amazing, deep, and spiritual and success quotes. And I see a comment that Robin made. And yes, this was about Tamara. Tamara was amazingly deep and spiritual, practical, and expanding. And I would use those same words for Vickie too. And so one of the quotes that I pulled out for Vickie, excuse me 1 minute. One of the quotes that I pulled out for Vickie was, you have to let go of the idea of, I want more money, and say, I want to serve more people, and mean it. That was the quote from Vickie. We are all, I shouldn't say all, so many of us realize that success, including money, often comes just from serving other people. Brian Basilica talked about that yesterday, giving yourself 100% of yourself 100% of the time. He talked about following up on communications with people, even when things are slow, like during the pandemic isolation. But Vickie is talking about something truly spectacular, and that is you have to let go of the idea of I want more money and say, I want to serve more people. And here are the last three critical words, and mean it. We've all met people who have said, you know, it's amazing to me that all these people are suffering. So you know what? I am going to do something to help them. And it's all talk. Or maybe they even get really bold and they go to a soup kitchen and they serve up in the soup kitchen one night, but then they never go back. Now, sometimes it's because they truly have best intentions, and often it's just because it was something to show a little bit. So with Vickie's quote, you have to let go of the idea, I want more money, and say, I want to serve more people. And the three most important words, and mean it. You can get Vickie's wisdom with or without a guest Monday through Friday right here at this channel at the same time you're listening to me now. So if you haven't already, make sure that you put that on your calendar and schedule it. You need to schedule it because just like those people who have the best intentions to serve more people, it's time for you to serve yourself. And by serving yourself, one of those ways you can do it is watching the Coffee Break Show with Vickie Helm. So put it on your calendar. Don't just have the best intentions to watch. Put it on your calendar. Not only is it important that you serve others, you also want to make sure that you are serving yourself. Serving yourself, self-love, putting yourself above others so that you have the energy and the spiritual and depth and practicality and desire to serve because you've taken care of yourself too. One of the things that I heard from Brad Yates, Brad said, self-sabotage is misguided self-love. Now, I didn't get that at first, but the more I thought about it, self-sabotage is misguided self-love. Now, there are 2 points of that I want to share with you. The first one is self-sabotage. All of us sabotage ourselves at some point in the process, some point in our lives. Now, we may not realize that we're doing it, and hence it's called self-sabotage. But it definitely can be impacting your success, whether it's in business or family or romance or your own personal, physical, mental, and emotional health. Self-sabotage is something that just happens more than we care to admit. But why does it happen? Nobody wants to wake up every day and say, gosh, I wonder what I can do to really mess up my life today. No one consciously thinks that. But they may look back on a situation and say, holy Christmas, I messed that up. Why did I mess that up? Why did I sabotage myself? Brad Yates' comment that self-sabotage is actually misguided self-love was very powerful because what I came to learn on that was that we don't love ourselves enough. And sometimes because we don't care enough about ourselves and somewhere we're thinking to ourselves, I'm not worth it. I don't deserve this. Therefore, what do I need to do? So before you realize it, you've sabotaged yourself and your success because you don't think you're worth it. And why don't you think you're worth it? Because your confidence is not up, because you don't love yourself. Self-love is not selfish. Self-love is taking care of yourself so that you can provide the best love and service to other people. Robin's comment here is very powerful at this moment. More connected to themselves with a deeper meaning. That is what self-love is. You need to be more connected to yourself so that you can truly get it. You can understand what true love is. You can know how you can be most successful. And how do we usually define success? There are some people who define it with money and cars and the big house and all that other stuff. Perception. But the people who understand that success is serving others, is providing service to other people and lifting them up. Because as Vickie says, a rising tide lifts all boats. Be that rising tide with self-love. I love this comment from Scott Stevens. The simple things in life, rather than always wanting more. Boy, that is true. In the last couple of weeks with the guests that we've had, we've talked a lot about simplicity. How simple life can be. During the pandemic time that we're experiencing, many people's lives have had to become more simple. Excuse me. You never realize how important air conditioning is until you no longer have it. We were talking about making sure that you are serving others because a rising tide lifts all boats. And part of that rising tide is making sure that you are living simply, of understanding what's really important, getting your feet, your little toes back in the dirt, not worrying about being busy. During this isolation time, people have not been able to go out. We talked earlier in the week about the fact that marriages and relationships are really struggling because all of those things that they were keeping themselves busy with, so they really didn't have to spend time with each other. And suddenly they're living a much simpler life. They're having to look in the face each night. They're having to read books. They're having to have, God forbid, conversations with their partners. Sometimes that's tough. Although, just as a side note, I want you to know that I think it was Sherry Nelson who said, hashtag ice cream saves marriages. If you want to know what that means. Excuse me. Apparently my throat is now thinking about ice cream. Yay! Ice cream saves marriages. That's a hashtag. And if you want to know more about it, check back. I think it was Monday's show. And you can learn how ice cream saves marriages. But back to simplicity. By living simply, you are really putting the important things. Again, what Scott said, and Scott, I need to pull this back up because it was about the path to simplicity instead of wanting more. You don't need more. One of the things I've been teaching my daughter for a very long time is the difference between a want and a need. Now, sometimes even as adults, we get those things all confused. But it doesn't have to be. A want is something that you don't have to have. It's a nice thing to have, but you don't have to have it. A need, air, water, food, that's what's really important. Physical touch, socialization, those are needs. You don't just want them, although we want those things. That's what you get to live your life. I want to share one more quote. This is something that Clay Meltzer shared as well as Brian Rogers. And I think it's a great way to wrap up today. Brian Rogers made the comment, follow the path that is given you. Follow the path that is given you. So many people look back and they say, well, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to be a lawyer. I wanted to be an artist. And my dad said I had to be a lawyer. Or my academics were so good, everyone told me to be a lawyer. And I did it because they told me. I didn't follow my heart. So follow the path that is given you. If the path that is given you in your heart and your soul is to be an artist, be an author, be a whatever, follow the path that is given to you. And related to that, Clay Smeltzer said, stop saying why me and start saying why not me. Whether that's serving others, whether that's why am I experiencing all these bad things in my life? Why can't I get ahead at my job? It's so easy for adults to say, why me? Why is this always happening to me? But if you stop, and to summarize what we have said today, where you appreciate the subtle, there's probably something in that why me that will show you something subtle to appreciate. And that subtle may relate to the path that is given to you. And when you stop saying, why me? And why not me? If you stop and be still, you will always see the bright side. Maybe not today, but tomorrow or the next day or next year. Because most of us look back at the situations that we've had, and the comment that at some point we may say to ourselves is, man, I didn't understand why I didn't get to marry that person. But boy, in hindsight, that's amazing, because my life would have been miserable. Boy, I really wanted that job, but I didn't get it. And in hindsight, I wouldn't have this job if I had gotten that job. There are so many what ifs. There are so many why me's. Which brings us to the last statement I want to make today. And this is actually something that I said when I was a guest on Vickie's show. I said, success comes in all sizes and shapes. Many people in different cultures have a definition of success. In America, it seems to be lots of money, the big house, the big car, fancy wardrobe, the job with the prestigious title. But other people realize that those aren't things that are successful. I know families right here in my town of York, Pennsylvania. They live in squalor. They don't have air conditioning today. I'm complaining because I've got this glow on my face of sweat. But you know what? They've never had air conditioning. They don't have a lot of food. They eat a lot of baked beans and macaroni and cheese because that's what they could get from the food bank. But you know what? They will tell you that they are more blessed and more successful than other people in big houses because they appreciate the subtle. They appreciate what has been given to them. They recognize success comes in all shapes and sizes. And sometimes that success is having your eyesight so that you can see a rainbow. Sometimes it's having the health to get out of bed and know that the person up the street had to have help to get out of bed to get in their wheelchair. The Coffee Break Show was designed from the beginning to provide information and inspiration to all of you who watch our show. Know that will never stop. And know that information can also be the information and motivation that you need to be your best you. We've got 2 more minutes today. I just want to give you a quick heads up on a couple of things. Tomorrow we will do the Wednesday or the weekday wrap up. I'll be here with our wonderful Scott Stevens. If you haven't seen it, Scott does do a weather program every evening. Watch our show for the times or watch our Success Secrets Facebook group to see the times in your time zone. And that magical man, who is an incredible meteorologist, who has his own show on this network called Another Perspective, is going to be here with me tomorrow. And Robin, I'm going to ask you to do one more thing. Please post the link for people who want to consider being a Wednesday welcome guest with Vickie. Again, there's no guarantee if you fill out the application. But as Deborah Jason says, if you don't ask, you don't get. Thanks for spending time with me today, everyone. I really appreciate it. And now I'm going to try to do something that Vickie tries to do, and let's see if I can do it a little more successfully. Have a great day, everyone.